Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Joseph, and Let's Talk Live. Antoine Massey, is this justice? All right, let's talk. Well, today, people, it has been such an interesting day. I'm here, I am live, and I am going to talk about some things, peoples. Peoples, Anton Massey, is this justice? You guys come on in. You guys come on in. You guys come on in, for there's so much to talk about, peoples. You guys come on in. Peoples, I am here and I am live. I'm here and I am live, and I am here to cover a few little things about this Anton Massey case. Now, I know that there's a lot of people who is probably covering this case, and I just gotten some information, a little bit more information and things. And I wanted to go ahead and be one of the ones to be supportive of this man's plight. Anton Massey had literally made a post on, I believe today, people's. I mean, I've gotten it today and things. Not a lot of press coverage and things. I've been seeing different ones been making some lives and stuff. But I don't really know too much about this case. But I wanted to go ahead and try to show my support and stuff. And I wanted to take a look at some things. Wanted to take some look at some things here, peoples. Wanted to kind of like do something a little different and whatnot. And I'm happy, people. So I'm happy because of the simple fact that I finally got my editing software up, and I edited a video and I put it up on TikTok, and it came out really nice, peoples. I mean, it really came out really nice, and I'm so happy behind my accomplishments and things and stuff. So, that's a wonderful thing. But I wanted to take a look at this. I wanted to share this live with you guys, and I wanted to share what this young man had stated. This is Anton Massey. Now, I don't know the fella. I don't know what his record may be and things and stuff, but it looks like he is really getting some support from his family and whatnot. And so the more and more that I've learned about this case, people, still more than I'm going to be able to bring to you. But thus far, I wanted to bring to you this live that he had made. Now, these people, the news is all the time wanting to try to bring people down in things, and it does seems like he got some good support, because look at how he's dressed and everything, and he's in a nice house and stuff, and he's making a life, and he's pleading to the masses and things. And so, if anything, at least we can be able to hear him out. I know that not a lot of YouTubers is garnering support for him, all because he's got tattoos on his face and things of that nature. But, you know, we're not going to be judgmental over here, peoples. We're just going to take a look at what he's got going on and hear him out. And then we're going to move on from there. Is that all right, peoples? So let's take a look and see what this gentleman had to say in things. Because, see, by them breaking out of jail and things, yeah, this shit was an inside job, peoples. This was an inside job. And I mean, if you were locked up too, you will go ahead and try to break out as well. So, don't try to give me this you're a saint type of person. This man wanted to get out of jail because he stated that he um, was in there for whatever reason and things and stuff, and it wasn't all good. And so, We're going to take a look at this, people. So we're going to hear this man out. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's at least hear what he has to say, and then we'll go from there. Is that all right, people? So let's go ahead and hear out Antoine Massey. Let's go.
Massey. I'm one of the ones that was let out of GC. What I want to talk about today is as far as why I was in Orleans Parish Jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that. I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Okay, but before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention Center. All right, St. Tammany Jail here in St. Tammany Parish. There's two different parishes, Orleans and St. Tammany. Okay, today what I want to talk about is that I was on second-degree kidnapping, second-degree rape, domestic abuse, battery involving strangulation, domestic abuse, battery, violation of protective order, right? On this woman right here, her name is Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child, she's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. You remember, all allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November the 10th of 2024. Okay, so I was in St. Tammany, right, and I was on a regular domestic charge, right. So they put a parole hold on me because I was on a domestic charge. So with that being said, is that once that occurred, and the charges was refused or whatever, they shipped me to Orleans Parish where I had more open charges. It was the theft of a motor vehicle and the domestic abuse, battery, involving strangulation. So once I got in Orleans Parish Jail, all right, I have from the district attorney's office, this woman who they say that I initially raped in another parish and in Orleans Parish, is the same woman here. It's not different females, it's the same grown woman, not a child, a grown woman. Okay, she did the same thing in Orleans Parish, right? Correct. I'm about to show you how the system is corrupted. Okay, she did this, right? Saying all allegations against me is false. And she even saying it, you know, she let them know the truth, that I never did this to her, I never hit her, I was nowhere around her, nothing. She got mad and thought that I was dealing with another woman. That's why she did what she did to me. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, once I got into Orleans Parish, I was there for like a month or something like that. Okay, a lot went on as that time progressed. Okay, if you was an innocent person and you know the judges and DA know that this person is saying that all the charges that you're on that you did not do, why was you still in jail? Louisiana have the highest incarceration rate in the world for putting black people away. Yes, at the end of the day, in my younger life, I'm not gonna lie, I was causing problems. I was young. My daddy got killed when I was 7 years old. My mom had to raise 4 children by herself, so I had to find a way to try to help my mother. You feel what I'm saying? But as time went on, the person that I once was, I'm not that person today. That is not who I am. I have a 3-year-old son. I have an 18-year-old daughter that graduated yesterday, supposed to be. At the end of the day, that people don't understand that they see that I'm armed and dangerous. I have a heart. People that know me know that at the end of the day, I am a good person. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump, I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish jail. They said that I broke out. I didn't break out. I was let out. My name is Antoine Massey. The guy who said that I threatened him with a shank, the maintenance guy, how could I threaten you with a shank? You can't come around me. You're a maintenance. You cannot come on the tills without a deputy being behind you. Because if they just let you on the till, you could be persuaded to bring drugs or anything like that nature. So how can I threaten you to jail you? And why you didn't notify the people, the police, that if I did threaten you, you never did that. Like, you flat out lied on me. Sterling flat out lied on me. And I want to let the media know that from the straight tattoos in my face and things of that nature, of course they're going to believe Sterling. You know what I'm saying? I never told Sterling nothing. I'm willing to take a lie detector test and everything behind that. But that's another subject. Orleans Parish is one of the corruptedest jails. That in St. Tammany Parish is the corruptedest jails in the state of Louisiana. Why was I even incarcerated with a woman saying that this never happened? This is this woman's name. This is the charge, domestic abuse discrimination. This is about the shit in St. Tammany. Why was I in Orleans Parish? Why was I even in jail? That's what I'm trying to show y'all. That's why I left the jail. And they have a lot more brothers that's innocent, just like me, that's trying to prove their innocence. That's why they ran. Jason Williams, the sheriff, Susan Hudson, these people are corrupted. These people was talking to St. Tammany and telling St. Tammany they gonna sentence me behind this, and telling St. Tammany if they can't give me, St. Tammany gonna get me. You see what I'm saying? Behind a woman that's a grown adult that never stated that I ever raped her. They have a detective that's over the case, that's trying to pursue charges on me because of my prior history. Who I was in the past is not who I am today. So I'm asking for the media. I don't even have a lawyer to help me. I'm asking for help. That's why I ran. You feel me? I'm a grown man, man. I have kids. I have a mother. I have a baby mother, a child, my children mother. Like it's a lot going on. And that's why I ran. I need help. You feel what I'm saying? Orleans Parish in St. Tammany is one of the corruptest parishes in the world. And I'm asking for help. It's a lot of corruption. It's jiggins, all type of stuff going on, and they covering it up. They don't care about nothing in the state of Louisiana. This is something that needs to go under a federal investigation. What's going on? How they handling cases? Why Antoine Massey was in jail if the woman, the victim, the grown woman, not a child, the grown woman stated that he never raped her. He never beat her. He was nowhere in her presence. This is the affidavits on the date right here. This is the drop form from the district attorney office. This woman when did this. I didn't do this. Look, it's legally dated. So I'm asking, please, for help. Young Boy, Meek Mills, people, LBL, you know what I'm saying? People that been through the system that know it's corrupt. Lil Wayne, Donald Trump, please, I'm asking for help. You know what I'm saying? When I get back in custody, I'm asking y'all, please, to come and help me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm asking the world. I'm letting y'all know I'm not a raper, man. I'm not none of that. None of that. I'm a good person. I am a father that want to be in my children's life. You know what I'm saying? I want to let the younger youth know that going down the route of trying to be a street person is not the route. That's what type of person I am. Yes, I was lied on. They made Sterling lie on me. All the guys they picked me for him to lie on. I'm not saying Sterling a bad guy, but why did you pick me to lie on, bro? It's bigger than Sterling. I don't know why they picked me for him to lie on, but I never threatened Sterling ever. How could I threaten Sterling or hurt Sterling? He cannot come on a tip with me without a deputy being present. My name is Antoine Massey. I'm asking for help. I was one of the ones that was let out Orleans Parish Jail on May the 16th or May the 15th, 2025. So please, Meek Mills, Donald Trump, Lil Wayne, please help me. Lil Wayne, this is Big Antoine's son that's talking right now. I'm Lil Antoine. I was in your mama wedding when she married Rabbit. I was the ring boy, Lil Wayne. Please help me, bro.
And so, people, so what do you think? What is it that you think? I believe him. I believe that he had did some things back in the day in his life and stuff, and he paid the price for it and things, and now he's trying to get his life together. I do believe that the system is corrupt. I do not believe that they put all of these black men in jail and trump up all of these charges and everything. I mean, if you look at the if you look at the jail, it's all broken down and worn down and stuff. I mean, you got the maintenance guy who's turning off the water so the people can escape. So all of this stuff was an inside job, people. These guys, they couldn't have escaped from that jail by themselves. You know, this is a corrupt system, and the media is all the time is going to bring down the black man. They're going to say whatever they're going to say. They're going to do whatever they're going to do to bring down the black man. And so this guy is asking for help. He said that he's not the same person that he was back in the day. And just because he's all tatted down and stuff, you know, people want to make him out to be a monster. Well, put yourself in his shoes, and then how would you feel? What would you do if you had the opportunity to escape and then speak to the world and tell the world your situation? Would you have done what he had done? Everybody is ready to just pass judgment upon people just because of the way that they look. Well, when I first saw this case, I was just quite taken back. You know, I was really quite taken back because I was like, wow, that's amazing how these guys was able to escape. But there is an underlining factor to all of this, peoples. And everybody has something to say. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at all of this stuff that's going on. Um, I'm gonna go to YouTube because pretty much that's where they have a lot of this stuff. But it's really crazy, people. It's really crazy. Well, I see the different news channels and stuff. They're um, pretty much is showing a lot of things. I want to show this little news clipping right here and see what they had to say. So let's go ahead and let me share my screen on this one right here and see what these people have to say. The news, they're going to ramp shit up all the time, so we've already used to it. But let's look at the breaking news.
Let out the GC.
17 days after 10 men scaled a jailhouse fence to freedom at the Orleans Justice Center, Antoine Massey, one of two men still on the run, pleads his case in social media videos. Good evening, I'm Meg Gatto.
And I'm Lauren McCoy. A law enforcement source tells Fox 8 investigators believe it is Massey in the videos and that they are actively looking into them. Gabby Killett shares more on Massey's message.
Lauren, Meg, Antoine Massey pleads his case on social media, calling on President Donald Trump, Kim Kardashian, and multiple rappers for help as he maintains his innocence. Now, Massey claims the domestic abuse battery case he was booked with was filed by a jealous girlfriend. Massey calls the state of Louisiana corrupt for keeping him incarcerated and presents paperwork and his video that he says supports his innocence.
I'm showing y'all, the whole world, how corrupted the state of Louisiana is. I'm an innocent man. Yes, in my past, I made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say mistakes. I was just young. You know what I'm saying? But the system has failed a lot of people and not just me.
Now, Massey says he was facing life in prison and claims he left the jail because he was treated unfairly by the legal system. He also contests that he ever threatened a jail maintenance worker who was arrested in connection with the escape.
They try to paint a picture of me as this big old bad guy. Oh, I threatened Sterling, the maintenance man. How did I threaten you, bro? You can't even come around me without a deputy being on the tip.
And we'll have more on these videos coming up in our newscasts at 9 and 10.
News.
Well, he has really nothing to lose because he's facing life in prison. I mean, that's amazing. And so, yeah, he's going to stay out as long as he can. For the people who's putting up with him and things, I feel sorry for him because they're going to put themselves in jail. You know, they're going to put themselves in jail behind helping them and things. But man, this is just a bad situation all the way around. Bad situation all the way around. And I'm going to talk about this, people. So I don't have much information upon this other than what they have been showing right now and things. But I'm going to sit back and I'm going to learn more about this particular case and things. You know, everybody should be heard, regardless of what has happened. Everybody should be heard, peoples. Everybody should be heard. And at least that's one of the things that we can do is hear the people. But I see a lot of people, you know, sitting back talking about this and things. I'm not going to pass judgment on the man, you know, because like I say, I don't know. I just been shown this case and things. I know the other day I had showed about the prisoners escaping and whatnot. But as the days go by, peoples, we're going to do a little bit more on this particular case and kind of get a greater understanding as to what is what. You know? But I'm going to show this video, people. This is going to be the last video I'm going to do for tonight. And then after which,
Start taunting the cops.
I'm going to go ahead and take it in. But check out my TikTok page, peoples, because I did something so incredible. I was like, wow, I finally got my new editing software up. And I edited this thing in record-breaking time. I think I did pretty good. I think I did pretty good for what I did on tonight and stuff. You know, so I'm so quite happy. And plus I'm you know, I'm looking at all the tutorials for my new editing software and stuff and things, and now I'm able to edit it real quick and stuff, download it, and then upload it to TikTok. So we're going to take a look at that right quick, and then we're going to come back and go to this video. Then I'm going to get off of here, peoples, because I'm not going to be on this thing all night. I just got a late start, but I just got sent this this thing about Mr. Massey and stuff. Hello, little Bo Peep. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on today. Little Bo Peep says blessings. And that's another reason why I absolutely believe him. Blessings to everyone who decides to come into the chat. Normal escapees don't go out their way to do this type of behavior. They normally hide and run if found. This man came to the internet asking for help. And I think he's going to get the help. I think, you know, the more people start to watch and listen to his plea and look at his case, I think, you know, somebody is going to going with some money is going to help his case, because he's facing life in prison. He's facing life in prison. So yeah, he's really in a situation right now. But people, so let me do this real quick. I'm gonna go to my channel right quick. I'm gonna show what I had did on TikTok, and then I'm gonna play this last video, and then we're gonna get out of here. So let me go to TikTok real quick here, peoples, and let me show my channel on TikTok. Okay, y'all, hold on for a second. I'm trying to find my TikTok page. Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, so let me share this. This is what I did. And you can watch it on your phone, because it's better to watch it on your phone. But this is my channel, Edward Joseph 955. I'm on TikTok, and as you can see, my Modelos. So let's take a look at this, people, real quick. It's a video that I did. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Joseph, and let's talk live. I am Kanika. All right, let's talk.
Johnny, I love you.
You better see it.
When I get rich, you gonna see how much I love you, okay?
What?
Look, the fuck? I'm just saying.
You don't got no... Look.
I'm just saying.
It don't take much for us.
301 here. Oh, fuck. 301. Everything 10-4? Negative. I have that subject in the kitchen in a freezer. She is frozen solid. 10-4, 600. 600 copies. Make notifications. Rosemont 601. You copy? Jerry, what kitchen you in? I'm in the rear by the dock area, by the garbage.
Was Kanika Jenkins found in the rear dock area, or was she found in the freezer? Because I heard that she wasn't found in the freezer, but she was found somewhere else. Is that to be true, people? Chat?
That's what they said from the beginning.
Tiff, what did they say?
She was found in the rear dock, at the rear dock.
In the what?
That's what they said. I said that's what they said from the beginning.
In the beginning. In the beginning, people.
From the beginning.
This is what they said in the beginning.
And then they changed it to the freezer.
Come on. So we got reference of Kanika Jenkins being in the dock area, being found in the dock area, and not in the what? The freezer. because Tiffany said that's what they said, what, in the beginning. What did they do? They changed it, right? So when they changed it, then what did the people do? They latched on to that narrative and they ran with it. But people, what did I say? I said we are truth fact finders, right? So if that's what they said in the beginning, and we have the person on the mic saying, I am in the dark area, what is that telling you?
That they not in the freezer.
That they
didn't find her in the freezer.
Found her where? In the dark area. All right, people, you can look at that on TikTok, but when you do, look at that on your phone, because it's measured for your phone and not for like watching it on the computer. So I know it's small in things, but go and take a look at it on your phone. I did very well for a nice, quick, fast edit and things. That was really something, huh? So let's take a look at this video here, people, and then we're going to get out of here.
Wheezy might want to put his lawyer on speed dial because he's actually got a connection with one of those New Orleans prison escapees. In fact, he's linked to Antoine Massey, that same dude who thought it would be a good idea to start taunting the cops the first thing he got out of the joint.
Since 2003, I'm about to hit this. So you've been gone? I've been gone for 14 summers, man. Yeah, but I ain't swum since 2003.
So where's the link? Well, we're talking about an old connection here between Wheezy's dad Rabbit and Antoine's pop, Big Twine. Even though it's a stretch, this connection is definitely of interest to the cops who still didn't manage to catch up to Antoine. He's still on the loose, and they might want to bring in Wheezy to help them out. See, Lil Wayne has not been named a suspect yet, and there are no charges against him. But that did not prevent his name floating around both online and in the streets. And this connection that people are drawing isn't entirely out of thin air. Let's face it, Antoine Massey isn't just some random New Orleans name. And if his father and Rabbit were as close back in the day as they're saying, same circles and all that, then this might just be a starting point for the feds. Another thing worth noting here is Wheezy's relationship with Rabbit. Wayne was super close to his dad.
The day my pop, Reginald McDonald, the day he passed in 96, Stunner picked me up that same day. That same day. I got in the car, I had a little look on my face. He said his exact words was, look like you just lost your father. What's wrong?
He's spoken openly about how much his father meant to him, even calling Rabbit the real reason he became who he is today. So if Rabbit and Antoine's dad were really locked in like that, it makes people wonder how deep those ties actually ran, and whether any of that bled into the next generation. Now, to be clear, Wayne and Antoine aren't known to be personally close. There's no record of them being seen together, no social media trail, nothing. But when you're dealing with family legacies in a city like New Orleans, where history runs deep and everybody's connected to somebody, it's not wild for the feds to start asking questions. Especially after Antoine playing goofy and mocking the police online. People instantly start side-eyeing industry folks, and naturally, Wayne's name pops up. Add in the fact that Wayne's rap sheet ain't squeaky clean. Gun charges, drug busts, that Rikers Island sentence back in 2010, and it just adds fuel to the speculation. Even though he's been out of trouble for a while, his history with law enforcement is extensive enough that it wouldn't be crazy if they at least wanted to ask a few questions. That doesn't mean he's guilty of anything, but it wouldn't be the first time the feds pulled a high-profile figure in for questioning just to see if they know something or someone, especially if that figure has family roots tied to the streets that birthed this whole situation. At the end of the day, we can't say for sure if Wheezy will get that phone call from the 12th, but the combo of family ties, a known criminal background, and a massive public profile means Wayne might not be completely out of the conversation. Now, there's more to be said about this Massey dude, and his story is wild. So in case it wasn't clear enough, Antoine Massey is out here doing the absolute most. This man got chess pieces tatted on his face and forehead, so you'd think he'd be easy to spot in a crowd, right? Nah. Even after him and 9 other inmates busted out of New Orleans jail on May 16th, dude is still ghosting authorities almost 2 weeks later. Only him and Derek Groves, another real-deal convict, are still on the run. With 2 men still on the run, each previously charged with second-degree murder, law enforcement remains on high alert. Now Derek is a known menace, caught up in murder and manslaughter charges. But Massey? He's got folks calling him the Houdini of Louisiana. Like for real, man been breaking out of places and disappearing like it's his side hustle. Matt Dennis, who runs this ankle monitor program in NOLA, said Massey ain't new to this. He got tagged with a monitor one time and sliced it off hours later. Didn't even try to hide it, just cut it and dipped. And that wasn't even his first stunt. Dude's pulled this kind of thing 5 times now if you count the ankle monitor breakouts. He first dipped out of juvie, then back in 2019 he ran up out of Morehouse Parish Jail with another inmate, hopped in a rental car, and was gone. Like, who even plans a jailbreak with an Uber waiting outside?
Fast forward to 2019. He escaped from Morehouse Detention Center, just outside of Monroe. He was caught the same day, but in Texas.
As for his latest stunt, the authorities are convinced Massey was the mastermind behind this latest escape too. Word is, Massey had it all mapped out. Money, hotel, food, the whole 9. And he even had a Lil Cash App scam running inside the jail. Dude was building a whole criminal empire behind bars.
Matt Dennis with Assured Supervision Accountability Program, or ASAP, an electronic monitoring company, says Massey was a red flag from the start.
Oh, and get this. One of the jail workers, Sterling Williams, claims Massey threatened to shank him if he didn't help with the escape. Surveillance footage shows Williams straight up talking to Massey, Groves, and another inmate right before they made their move. And they ain't bust through a door. They pulled a whole toilet off the wall and slid through a hidden hole. But let's not get it twisted. Massey ain't just known for escaping. His rap sheet is long and it's ugly. He's been convicted of armed robbery, running from police, gun charges, and more. Right now, he's facing domestic abuse charges, car theft, and he's wanted for a rape and kidnapping case out in St. Tammany Parish. The details on that domestic situation are sickening. Back in November 2024, he went ballistic on his girlfriend. She eventually got away and flagged someone down. Days later, guess where Massey was found in Texas? Chilling in a stolen Mercedes from some party in NOLA. Now, out of the 10 dudes who escaped, 8 been caught. Most are locked back up at Angola with no bail. But Massey and Groves are still on the run, and more than a dozen people done got arrested for helping these guys either escape or hide out. So this ain't just some, oops, we slipped out of jail situation. This is deep, strategic, and messy. Antoine Massey's out here playing a dangerous game. And it's looking like the feds are playing chess too. But who are these other guys and how did they manage to escape prison? Well, that's where things get weird. First off, this jailhouse was basically begging for trouble. Cell locks were janky, and the guys spent about 20 minutes jimmying a sliding door, strolling into another cell, and yanking a combo sink toilet clean off the wall. Behind that fixture was a pipe chase with steel bars. Bars they sliced through with nothing but electric hair clippers. Maintenance man Sterling Williams turned the water off so the place wouldn't flood, then bounced, claiming an inmate threatened to shank him if he didn't play along. Meanwhile, the pod guard dipped out for food and the civilian watching cameras was MIA, so nobody noticed when the crew slipped into a loading dock, scaled a wall, tossed towels over barbed wire, and sprinted across I-10 like it was an end zone celebration. To hide the evidence, a few geniuses even bolted the toilet back in place before ghosting. 7 hours later, a head count finally tipped deputies off. By then, most of the crew had scattered, but the roundup came quick. Lenton Van Buren Jr., Leo Tate Sr., DeKeenan Dennis, Gary Price, Robert Moody, Kendall Miles, Corey Boyd, and Jermaine Donald all got snatched up in days.
Open the door, dude. I'm not opening, you kidding me? Get out. Go with them.
They, of course, left a mess while they were at it.
Actually, I was up at the barn, and I heard a lot of ambulance, a lot of polices.
Either way, the dudes that were arrested once again are now cooling off at Angola with no bail.
All right, so people, let me get my little 2 cents in because they're criminals, okay? And everybody's talking about them. They did some bad stuff, you know. But what's so funny is that everybody's talking harsh about these people and things, but they can't find them. You know, this guy has a criminal history like you wouldn't believe. But at the end of the day, he's the Robin Hood. You know, he's the type of guy that these little gangsters, one with the hanging pants and everything, is looking up to. I mean, he's got money, he's got prestige, he's got fame, and he has nothing to lose because he's looking at life in prison. So if he's looking at life in prison, do you actually think that this man is going to turn himself in? No, I don't think so. Oh, I don't think so, people. This is funny. You know, but I just had to sit back here and look at this for a moment and stuff. But yeah, and I'm gonna laugh at it too, because I mean, all too often all of these white people have been getting away with a whole lot of stuff. I mean, look at Jeffrey Epstein and look at Oprah Winfrey and all of these people and things. Hollywood has been getting away with shit forever and a day. So I get it. The man, he has a criminal history, but does that make him a bad person now? Everybody has some skeletons in their closet and stuff, but he seems to be speaking okay right now. He's not using ebonics or anything, so he seems to be pretty much an educated person, or even have just some street knowledge or whatever. But it's funny to me because the longer he's out, the angrier Men in Blue is getting, because they just think that they can just get their man just like that. And they think that they can woo the people into turning them in. Well, if that would have been the case, they would have found them a long time ago. But that's not the case. So, it is what it is, people. This is a soap opera playing right in our faces. And I'm sitting back laughing my tail off because it is funny to me. And it really doesn't matter what they say about this guy and stuff. I mean, when he's getting ready, he's going to turn himself in. When he's getting ready. But it's going to be on his terms and not their terms. But I don't fault him for doing what he's doing, because if I was facing life in prison, shit, yeah, I'll be doing the same thing he's doing. So I don't fault him for doing what he's doing. As long as he's not out here committing more crimes and stuff and not murdering people and things, hell, I don't care what he does. Be honest with you. But It just goes to show people, hey, it is what it is, and that's what it is. And so it ain't no sense in Men in Blue getting upset because they can't find their guy and stuff. He just happens to be a little smarter, you know. But like I say, people, hey, I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna relax, watch this soap opera play out and stuff. Watch all of these people make all of these different lives and talk so salacious about this guy. But like I say, he's the Robin Hood of the hood, because as long as he stays out, he's going to have clout status amongst the people, because the people are going to look at him as Robin Hood, you know. Yeah, that's what it is, people. People are going to look at him like Robin Hood. So that's what it is. All right, people, so let's sit and look at this.
Probably wishing those towels had been parachutes. As for the fallout, Sterling Williams is facing 10 counts of principal to simple escape plus malfeasance in office. 3 other jail staffers got suspended without pay, and at least 1 more employee has already been booked. 1 inmate on the inside caught fresh charges for helping the breakout. Outside the fence, cops bagged 5 friends or relatives for stashing the runaways. 2 women as accessories after the fact, and 4 folks tied to Van Buren who thought weekend house hiding was a good idea. Authorities say more insiders had to be involved because, let's keep it real, nobody cracks steel bars with clippers, kills the plumbing, and walks out a loading dock unless the house is halfway unlocked already. So yeah, escape artistry looked slick for a minute, but the manhunt slapped the shine off fast. 8 are back in jumpsuits, 2 are still loose, and everybody who lent a hand is trading selfies for mugshots. And you can bet your bottom dollar that everyone who had the slightest connection to this mess had something to say. The politicians and all the police had eyes pointed at them ever since the escape. So, who's really catching the heat for this jailbreak? Let's lay it out. Sheriff Susan Hudson's on the hook first. She runs the Orleans Parish Jail and straight up said, "This one's on me." Her own words. She admitted the locks were busted, the place is understaffed, and resources are thin. But she also hinted it wasn't just bad hardware. Somebody on the inside had to open doors, literally or figuratively.
We do acknowledge there is no way people can get out of this facility without there being some type of lapse in security. There's no way. It's almost impossible, not completely, but almost impossible for anybody to get out of this facility without help from the outside.
DA Jason Williams isn't sugarcoating it either. He basically said, 10 dangerous dudes don't claw through concrete and barbed wire without help.
We are in the middle of a crisis. And crises can be a little bit chaotic. And everybody responds to crises in a different way.
His office is digging into every guard, clerk, contractor, anyone who might have greased the wheels. He even pushed for a full forensic sweep of the escape route after the sheriff's team didn't ask for one. Now the political heat's cranked up. Governor Jeff Landry signed an executive order bringing state cops, inspectors, everybody into the mix. First top-to-bottom review in more than 10 years. The city council is grilling the sheriff on whether this mess is about low funding or plain mismanagement. Voters and victims' families want heads to roll, and the attorney general says anyone who helped is getting charged, no matter the badge or job title. Now we can't go on without mentioning the jail plumber, Sterling Williams, the jail's maintenance guy. Cops say he shut off the water so inmates could yank the toilet and slip out. Now he's staring at 10 escape counts plus malfeasance. His lawyer argues he was threatened, didn't know the full plan, and is getting scapegoated so the bigger system problems stay out of the spotlight.
That Mr. Williams is absolutely innocent, that he was used as a tool by the escapees and is being used as a fall guy by Sheriff Hudson.
Some folks believe it. Williams might have been a pawn, while the real masterminds hide behind broken policies and empty guard posts. Bottom line, everybody from top brass to rank and file is under a microscope. Whether this was a perfect storm of bad locks, bad staffing, and one scared maintenance worker, or a deeper network of inside help, nobody in that chain of command is sleeping easy right now. Now, this DA dude is also a bit sus. So basically, DA Jason Williams was caught off guard and pretty frustrated by the governor's public comments about the recent prison escape. The governor kind of implied that the DA's office wasn't doing enough, like not filing charges fast enough, and Williams wasn't having that. He said it's frustrating to be blamed in the middle of a real crisis, especially when 7 dangerous men are on the loose. He made it clear that everyone reacts to a crisis differently. Some people help, others just add confusion. He wants to be part of the solution, not the chaos. As for why his office hasn't filed more charges against the escapees, the DA said it comes down to one thing: lack of evidence. He said the sheriff's office didn't hand over the stuff they'd need, like surveillance video, body cam footage, contraband that was found, or even basic reports. And without that, the DA's office legally and ethically can't move forward. If they try, the cases just get thrown out by judges, or juries don't convict because the proof isn't there. It's not just slow, it's risky to the whole case. He even gave a breakdown of each escapee and the charges involved, showing which ones were accepted, refused, or stalled. In most of the ones that got dropped, the reason was the same: no reports, no evidence, nothing to work with. One of the guys even pleaded guilty in the past, but the state didn't come get him. So he ended up sticking around in local custody and is now one of the escapees. The DA also said this isn't a new issue. They've been having problems getting cooperation and evidence from the sheriff's office for a while now. He's written letters, flagged the issues, even had to bring charges against a deputy who was allegedly hiding makeshift weapons after a jail fight. So from his perspective, this is a pattern, not a one-off slip-up. The real kicker? He said the governor could have just called him. His phone was on all weekend and he was working with his forensics team. But instead of a quick call to clear things up, the governor went public and made things messier. The consequences of this situation have already kicked in.
New Orleans state lawmaker calls on Sheriff Susan Hudson to step down after the jailbreak. Andres Fuentes reports the Attorney General would rather Hudson work through the investigation into this escape.
First off, were there more accomplices than fugitives? Probably. As of now, they've arrested over a dozen people linked to this escape, more than the number of escapees still on the run. That includes jail staff, friends, even family members. So this wasn't some random fluke. It was a whole network, and folks are getting snatched up left and right. And let's not ignore the straight-up disrespect. The escapees literally tagged the bathroom with "Too easy LOL." Can you imagine?
Photos show a dislodged toilet inside one of the cells and the words "Too easy" scribbled above, pointing to a hole where the inmates are believed to have escaped.
Cameras caught the whole thing, but because the jail was so short-staffed, nobody was even watching the footage live. The disrespect is loud. Now, here's where it gets real ugly. This jail was never really okay. This place cost $150 million and was supposed to replace a terrible old jail. But guess what? It's been having the same exact problems for years. Low staff, no training, failing infrastructure. Watchdogs and federal monitors have been warning about this for a long time. They even said escapes have been happening more often, and the jail just keeps blaming it on, "We don't have enough staff." Like, we see the pattern, and the political drama is just heating up more and more. There's a federal consent decree in place which basically means the jail was being forced to clean up its act because of past civil rights violations. Some politicians wanted to end it, but not anymore. This escape just shut that conversation down. Sheriff Susan Hudson first tried to play the blame game, saying critics were being political. But when things really exploded, she switched up and said she's taking responsibility and asked for more money to fix it. Meanwhile, let's not forget that Massey and Derek Groves are still on the loose and the state's offering $20,000 rewards for each of them. They are not playing. Officials say if you help hide these guys, you're going down with them. But here's the gag. This didn't just shake up jail leadership. This whole scandal has the public fed up. Folks already didn't trust the New Orleans justice system, and this just made it worse. Former inmates and advocates are speaking out about how bad conditions have gotten, Some say it's downright inhumane. But let's call it as it is. This escape is a symptom, not the disease. People on the inside helped and individuals messed up. But this whole system, from the busted locks to the missing staff to the broken trust, has been falling apart for years. Now it's all in the spotlight. And the real question is, will anyone actually fix it? Or are we going to be right back here in another headline? But what do you think? Is this the tip of the iceberg or the whole damn glacier? Also, is Lil Wayne getting involved in the mess? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to check this next video for more updates.
All right, peoples, that's it. I'm going to bed. Y'all go over there and check out Rizzo. This was a beautiful piece that he put together and things. You know, show your support. And so, peoples, until next time, you know, I don't have my son this week. He's with his mom, but I will have him all week next week and stuff because he's out of school. And so I'll be live more often this week. And we'll be talking about different cases and things and stuff. So you guys check out my last couple of lives and things. I tell you, man, it's a beautiful thing, boy. Man, I tell you. And then y'all check out my TikTok page and stuff and watch it on your phone. You know. But the last couple of lives that I did, I got some beautiful numbers on there and stuff. I mean, we went in hard and heavy. And the people is loving it. And so, peoples, you know, thank you for your support. I'll be back. If the Lord says the same, I definitely will be back. I ain't going nowhere. But we're going to talk about, you know, other cases and just continue to keep bringing awareness to all of what's around us and stuff. That's all we can do. That's all we can do, people. We can just lift our voices and stuff and let it be heard. Is that all right, peoples? You know, we're just going to continue to keep bringing awareness to that around us and stuff. And those who are Christian people, you ain't got to worry about nothing, peoples, because we're in this world, but we're not of the world. You know, so it's a big difference. And so with all of this stuff that's going around us and things, fret not thyself because of evildoers. You know, commit thy ways unto the Lord and trust in him. And God will take care of you. You ain't got to worry about evildoers and stuff because God already has your back. And that's a fact. So, peoples, I hope I had said something to encourage your hearts upon tonight. Tune in again next time to an Edward Joseph Let's Talk Live. Edward Joseph Kitchen. Edward Joseph Gospel Hour. Edward Joseph's Blessings Giveaway 2025 will come to you with something wonderful. I love you with the love of Christ, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peoples, mask up and be safe. And again, peoples, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you that comes in, Little Bo Peep. I greatly appreciate your support. I greatly appreciate your love, and I greatly appreciate you guys coming to watch the lives and tune in. And thank you for leaving your comments and things and stuff and leaving your likes and whatnot. So you guys come on, like, subscribe, and share this live to everybody so many other people can see. Is that all right, peoples? So if the Lord says the same, I will see you guys on tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.